Slay the Princess is by Black Tabby Games, and it's a masterclass in subverting expectations. I mean, it is and it isn't, because the original stuff that made me want to play this was the marketing saying, this is just a normal princess, honest, please just get rid of her for us. That's you're in. You're immediately already suspicious, because anyone who says things like that has an agenda. And that's what drew me in, and that's what kept me going, this mystery of what the princess was, who I was, who the narrator was. And this is all so well done in a very simplistic way. I said before that, you know, I don't like visual novels, and I'm winding that back over time because I'm realising that I don't like bad visual novels, and I don't like certain visual novels. A visual novel done well is just as good as any other game. One of the things I love about this is it's got a simplistic art style. It's not drawing you in with fancy visuals and you're looking at every section of the screen going, oh, look how well done they've shaded that. I mean, the visuals on here are good. I'm not saying they're not, but it's not, you know, bells and whistles, super colour, all that kind of stuff. There's a bit of parallax when you move your mouse, beautiful. But you could play this almost blind. You still need to know, like, the options and to click them, but the visuals just enhance. They're not crucial to it. And I think what that's meant is you're leaning more on the words, the story. And the second word, visual novel, it's still got to be a good story. And one of the things that really helps that is the voicing. All of the lines are voiced. Now, yes, I skipped through some, especially when I was going through multiple routes, and I'll get onto that in a bit. But I was still not having to read the words myself all the way through. I had help, if you will, in that, which helps you keep grounded. It gives you another sense to involve. One of the things I don't like about some visual novels is you'll have certain lines that are voiced, but then you'll have these little like rabbity bits or affectation bits. So instead of the full line, they'll just like, you know, if it's like a confident response. And I don't know if it's like a PDA thing, you know, pathological demand avoidance, because I'm fairly sure I've got that. It's almost like, we're going to read the... Actually, no, we're not going to read it for you. You do it. Now it becomes a task that's added into my brain that I wasn't wanting. It's probably that, if I'm being honest. But still, it does turn me off from a lot of games that I might otherwise enjoy. So, you know, from an accessibility standpoint, full voicing can be good for those with PDA. I'm saying that now, but I know that costs. What I think Slay the Princess did is it looked at where the costs were going, and it's like we could pay for amazing, beautiful, pretty art, but stylistically maybe that's not the ideal, so maybe we'll funnel that money into recording all of the lines so that everything is voiced. Because with a visual novel, you've got branching paths, you've got different selections you'll choose, and it's got to react to those. And with something like this, where there's this, you know, sort of time loop effect almost, you've got to sometimes have it refer to what you've done before as well. That's a lot of clever coding, but you're already doing that for the lines anyway, so you just attach a voice line to it. I would think. I'm not a game developer, but that's how I would interpret how that would work. And really what I'm saying is the extra cost is just that time in the recording booth or whatever, or, you know, the talent to do it if you need. But that's what appealed to me about this. I could hear it as well as read it, as well as look at acceptable visuals that really, I think, helped. I think if it was super colourful and everything like that, I don't think it would have sold as well either. Everything here is a calculated choice, and it pays off so well. But like I said, I mentioned time loops, and I said, you know, multiple runs through, because I don't like to do that in games. A lot of the times I'm like, right, this is the run, and that's my entire run. I'm not playing it 40,000 different times to get a specific ending or to look at everything that the game has to offer. I will do one route through, for the most part. There are exceptions, but that's it. Like Nier Automata, that's an exception because getting all the endings is getting the full experience of the game. And that's the same here. I went through all the different loops because they're not super long, the loops, to be honest. It didn't take me too long to play through. So it never felt like it was a gargantuan task. If the first few runs through felt like they were quite long, then maybe. But I came to the point of like, oh, I need to kind of finish up at some point. And I asked the entity how many more, and she was like, one more. I'm like, okay, I can do one more, that's fine. I don't know if there's different stuff that I haven't seen. I don't know if I've seen everything. I've seen enough to get this consolidated entity ending. And I'm fine with that, I'm happy with that. Because this is a beautiful tale. It is about two sides of the same coin, separated, and then coming back together. And there's an inherent beauty, despite some of the awful visuals and awful imagery and concepts that are in this. It still made me feel very connected to the princess or the entity. It still made me feel connected to my character, because I'm like, why have I got weird scaly hands? What's that about? No one's commenting on this. What's going on? It made me connected to the narrator. What is his story? Why are you being so cagey about this? What are you hiding from me? And all of this just comes together to make such a wonderful piece of entertainment. I enjoyed every moment of this. I don't say this very often for a lot of things, but it's one of those where I want to go back in time to a point that I didn't know about it and I'd not played it, so I could go through it again. There are a few games like that in my world, and I would love to have this experience fresh again. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Slay the Princess, absolutely not what I was expecting, even though I was told not to expect the expected. It still impressed me, and I know I've told you a lot of the plot, but seriously, go out and play it, because the experience will still work, even knowing that it's a little weird. Let's put it that way. It gets very cosmic horror-y, and I'm here for it. So thank you very much for letting me talk about this, and until next time, as always, take care. And if anyone tells you just kill someone, just question it, please.